Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another Halloween horror review. This time around, we're going to talk about another one of those classy horror movies that I love so much. This is one that I found. I think I had heard of it, but I didn't. I vaguely recognized the title. I picked this one up on one of my big Criterion shopping trips a while back. You'll probably remember it from an update. Basically, just grabbed it as a blind buy, read the back, and I thought, oh, cool, this sounds like something kind of along the lines of The Haunting, but older. It's actually from 1944, so it predates The Haunting by darn near 20 years. We have The Uninvited. Yes, another one of those lovely, less is more, subtle haunted house movies, in this case, dating from 1944. And, man, I don't know how I overlooked this one for so long, but boy, was it ever a treat. Let's talk about it today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. You are invited to my review of The Uninvited. I had to. I just had to. Yeah, as I said, I don't know how I missed this one for so long, but boy, what a treat. What a treat. And on Criterion, no less. So needless to say, the transfer is freaking beautiful. Yeah, just a gorgeous, gorgeous film. So it stars Ray Milland, who I was trying to remember where I'd seen him recently. Like, I saw him in something fairly recently. And then I realized it was Panic in Year Zero, which was a film from, I believe, 1962. Sort of an early Cold War era, what if there was a nuclear apocalypse, how would we survive kind of film. So I watched it back in 2012 when I was doing all my apocalypse movies, because, of course, there was all the hubbub about 2012 being the end of the world, which, for the record, no, I didn't believe that. Yes, I know I called it The Last Halloween. I was just having a bit of fun. Like, come on, I'm not stupid. Yeah, so anyway, Ray Milland, and who else is in it? Ray Milland and Ruth Hussey are basically two siblings who basically find this really, really nice old house. They check it out and discover that it's for sale and apparently quite cheap. So, it overlooks the ocean and has a lovely view. And yeah, so it's the classic, the house is cheap because it's haunted story. So, yeah, so they move in, and needless to say, even right from when they're looking around the house, like just kind of checking out the different rooms, there's something strangely off. Like, certain rooms are quite a bit colder than others, like just when you walk in, and there's one room in particular they go into, and he feels he just feels spent all of a sudden, like this sense of why bother, and just a crushing depression just almost immediately settles in on him. And his sister just kind of passes it off, but you just don't like change or whatever, and you just get over it. But no, there's definitely something amiss here. Definitely something going on that is unusual. And so they meet up with the owner of the house and his daughter, and the daughter doesn't want them to buy the house because she grew up there. She used to live there, and there's a lot of sentimental value attached. But I mean, the siblings or the brother and sister are very nice, and like, you can come and visit or whatever. I mean, we're not going to shut you out of the house and whatnot. But yeah, so anyway, things progress, and well, needless to say, there's some ghostly goings on there. That the one thing I really liked about it was the fact that I mean, you would think, being an older film, that maybe just because of how long ago it was made, it wouldn't be particularly original. And what I mean by that is, back then, the things that are cliched now wouldn't have been cliches yet. But That said, I was actually really impressed by just how original this story is. Yes, it's got a lot of the sort of classic tropes of the haunted house movie genre, but the creaky staircase and wind blowing and doors slamming shut and things like that. But the actual story, when you uncover the motivations of the ghosts, yes, there's more than one, and what their story is and why they are tormented spirits and why they're stuck in that house. It's actually really interesting. It's very disturbing as well, but it's actually very interesting how it all plays out as they sort of peel back the layers and discover the past of the house and how it relates to the aforementioned daughter. Yes, she's actually tied quite heavily in to why the ghosts are there, and it's a pretty interesting story. And the way it plays out is one of the ghosts may be evil, one of the ghosts may be good. Maybe. It's hard to say, but when you find out what the truth is, it's pretty jaw dropping. It's definitely definitely a what a twist moment, kind of, sort of. Well, it's hard to explain without you having seen it. The other thing I really liked about this movie was the cinematography. It's done in beautiful black and white. This is from the mid-40s, which was the film noir era, and it definitely has a film noir vibe to it. I was kind of posting a couple of real-time comments on Facebook. Actually, it may have been in a private chat, so they may not even be public. But anyway, I was commenting, I think, just to the geeky guys, like, wow, this movie is just gorgeous to look at. I mean, there's a really great moment where they're outside, it's nighttime, and Ray Milland's character, he hears the housekeeper screaming inside the house. So he goes in, he has, one of the old oil lamps, and he goes in, and all you can see is just it's just this dark inky black inside the house, and he's just got this oil lamp, and you can just barely see the area immediately around him. And then he doesn't know where the housekeeper is, so he starts to walk up the stairs into the blackness, shines the light, and she's right there. She's like she was just invisible in the darkness until he brought the light up there, and it's almost like a boo moment, but it's not like a jump scare, but it's almost like a boo moment just because like you had no idea where she was in the house and you had no idea that she was right there, and it's just a great little moment, and the movie's full of great little moments. Now that said, like The Haunting, most of it is very subtle, and it's sounds and implication and atmosphere and whatnot, and sort of characters acting strangely as they're under the influence of one of the spirits and things like that. But there are some moments towards the end where you actually do get to see the ghosts. They actually do show them, and I have to say, for 1944, the effects for these ghosts, they're very subtle, but holy crap are they effective. Like, just really, really clever. I don't know, they did some kind of optical effect, or I don't know if it was an in-camera effect or what, but however they did it, it was amazing. And they really look like proper ghosts, tormented spirits of people with, good reason to be there. So, being a Criterion, needless to say, it's got some pretty tasty extras on here, not the least of which is the insert book. They always have the most amazing insert books with Criterion editions, just beautiful. So here we've got, you can see, actually, you get a bit of a look at some of the visuals here as well. I'll show you a couple of pictures. So, just beautiful photography in beautiful black and white, of course. It's not widescreen, it's before the widescreen era, so it's actually full frame. Oh yeah, there we go. So you got Ray Milland carrying the candles there, and any other pictures? Yeah. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, this is the room that had that oppressive, crushing depression feeling, which is funny, and they mention this, and the characters talk about this in the movie, which just defied logic, because it's this beautiful room overlooking the ocean, and they would go in there and just feel this coldness and this depression and such, and just couldn't understand it. Of course, we understand it later when we find out what went on in that room, but there we go. So The Uninvited. And then in terms of special features, we've got a new... Actually, this was really interesting. I watched this whole thing. The visual essay by Michael Almereyda, which I don't think that's the same as what's in the book here. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, no, it's not. There's other... So the visual essay is basically... It's literally an essay set to visuals. So you see clips from other movies in there as well. They talk about Ray Milland's career and the career of the other actresses in there. One of the actresses actually had a very, very tragic life, who should have been a star, but she was, very shy and just didn't quite break out. And I think she became an alcoholic at one point, and it's just a very, very sad story, unfortunately. But she's the girl who played the daughter, I believe, if I remember correctly. Sorry, it's been a little while since I watched it, but yeah, I definitely recommend checking out that visual essay. It is absolutely fascinating and very, very well done. And then we also have 2 radio adaptations, one from 1944, same year as the movie, and one from 1949, both of which star Ray Milland. So there you go. So if you're a Ray Milland fan, you got it covered here, man. They got a lot of Ray Milland action for you. And then finally we have the original trailer. Yeah, so the booklet has an essay by critic Farron Smith, Farron Smith Nehemi, Nehme, I don't know how it's pronounced, and a 1997 interview with director Lewis Allen. Alrighty, so there you go. Definitely check out The Uninvited if you enjoy film noir, if you enjoy ghost stories, if you liked The Haunting, the original Haunting, you will definitely enjoy The Uninvited, because it's definitely the same kind of haunted house story. A very, very pleasant surprise and a very satisfying blind buy. You usually know you can trust Criterion. I mean, they don't generally put crap into their collection, but I noticed Criterion actually has a lot of horror movies. Like, for example, they got a couple of good David Cronenberg films. They just put out Scanners recently, and of course they've had Videodrome available for years. They recently did Rosemary's Baby. They even got a Criterion edition of the original 1958 version of The Blob with Steve McQueen, which I would love to get. That movie actually scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, so I would love to get that. And probably will at some point, possibly very soon. I don't know, we'll see. But in the meantime, The Uninvited, check it out if you love haunted house movies and classy horror movies like I do. It's gorgeous to look at. It's got lots of terrific atmosphere, beautiful cinematography, beautiful scenery, beautiful use of black and white and high contrast, and some fine acting from the entire cast. It's just a great cast of classic film actors, and the story, and it's just got a really well done story that's going to keep you guessing until the end, and until you finally discover the truth. And boy, what a truth it is. Alrighty, so just before we go, I'd like to take a moment to thank my 2 currently highest level Patreon sponsors, Kyle Pellegrini and Nikolaus Schmidt. Thank you very much, guys. Definitely appreciate the support. You're helping to make the dream a reality. So thank you very, very much. And thank you also to everyone else who has contributed and sponsored me on Patreon. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. And you're really helping out a lot to help keep these going. Help me keep these going, rather. Alrighty, so that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.